even walking because they can't get through to the area. They're still not letting many people through. Many of the streets are blocked off. This is kind of just where our media setup is right now at 17th and Lucinda.
Right now, Justin, we're still waiting to continue to grow the contingent of media here at this site just south of the football stadium. Continues to grow. A lot of interest in what is going on here. We did have a representative from the Polk County Sheriff's Office and from the Iowa State Patrol talk to us just a few minutes ago, saying that the information that they have about what happened here is very sketchy. So they're still trying to gather information, trying to get things targeted toward a 10 a.m. media briefing. Football stadiums here, and the main area of town is back behind our camera here would be downtown Perry. So, and trying to get in on the east edge of town, and they had that area blocked off, the shortest route to the school. You could not get down and get even close. So right now, just a matter of, we have Sergeant Dinkla here from the Iowa State Patrol. He said he's been on his phone. I can see him over there on his phone right now. He's trying to get the best information to give us when they do finally come up with a news briefing and tell us what has happened. Obviously our hearts go out to the school, to the parents that have kids there. Hopefully they're all hearing from their kids, but we just don't know what's happening. We can't give you any solid information at this point of time, but we do have Sergeant Dinkla coming over here, so I don't know if he's going to talk to us now. You going to go now or what?
I'm just going to update everybody. We're just sending a release out right now that at 10 o'clock there will be an incident briefing right here. So if anybody needs to get any other people notified or whatnot, 10 o'clock there will be an update right here. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Right now, just hang tight here. Again, it's very fluid. I'm just getting the information. I want to make sure to let you guys know. So.
All right. He said 10 o'clock, so that's 9:26 by my clock. So we'll just be waiting here. Probably won't have too much to say before that, but at this point, some type of shooting incident, and a helicopter took off out of here, and lots of law enforcement. Being that it's close to the Iowa caucus, we have a lot of media here, even CBS News. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, a lot of interest in this, and that's about all we've got here for now, Justin. We'll throw it back to you.
Unfortunately, guys, we are still working to confirm details. We can only tell you what's going on, and you can still see that heavy presence behind me. We've been here for about an hour now, and it just seems like if there's more people coming to the scene just trying to figure out what exactly is going on right now. Like you said, Jody was talking to some parents. They are a couple standing around right now. We saw a red truck pull up earlier trying to get in contact with their family who was in that red building right behind. You can see next to that fire truck. And we're all still working to confirm any more details. There is supposed to be a press conference at 10 o'clock with Sergeant Alex Dinkla, and we are trying to get some more information from him.
The photo that the son sent him from inside the school, I believe. So they're going to get that uploaded now, and then we can access it.
We're waiting for that briefing coming up.
I can come on here and talk about it. He does not want to.
Working on trying to assemble the information.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot concrete that they can give us right now, but it is a fact that this town is covered with law enforcement right now.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it's we're just
Do you have a Channel 13 car that just took off?
no. Oh yeah,
You know where they were going?
the parents thing.
What's that?
You don't want us over there?
To where?
Okay, all right. They're asking all media stay here and not go elsewhere. It's all coordinated here. Sometimes it could be a little like herding cats when something like this happens. And we heard that Sergeant Prezik is also on his way here. Sergeant Dinkla just said again it will be 10 o'clock for the media briefing, but they're just kind of getting it set up there as the media continues to grow here. But really, we're still waiting for any kind of information, and the initial release will come at 10 o'clock. Right now, again, this whole part around the high school football stadium, there are officers virtually everywhere, every intersection, and right now we're just waiting on something to happen. And certainly, as Justin, I was listening to you describe the parents reuniting with their kids, as somebody who's raised kids too, I can understand, you know, when you take your kid to school and drop them off, it's kind of a routine day, kind of a humdrum day, and then all of a sudden this has happened and kind of makes everybody kind of reconsider things. But right now, just waiting to see what happens here. And if you have to come to Perry at all, downtown Perry and the west part of town should be okay, but the eastern side of Perry I would stay away from, because unless you have something urgent, then, you know, we really don't have any need to get in here. So we are standing by here. They've got the microphones all set up, but they want to wait till they finalize the information. They want to give us accurate information, and this is one of those instances where the officers told us that it was hard for them to even get information. They were on the phone trying to get something that they could give us and release to the media. So that's kind of where we're just waiting here, Justin, for the moment.
Because they can't get to the location. We talked to a man, Jody talked to a man whose son was inside when that shooting took place. We saw a family pull up, trying to get to their family members who were in that red building behind me. We now have West Des Moines police, we have state troopers, we have Des Moines police on scene. At 10 o'clock, we are hopefully going to bring you some more information and some details on the situation that happened here in Perry.
Waiting for law enforcement to come and let us know what is going on, but just absolutely devastating. We heard Megan McPherson's reporting of that father, expressing
massive, still very active scene, we're told from law enforcement, and we're going to continue to stay here and cover it. The messages they've got from their kids and from some of the staff members here at the school, and they're shaking as they're telling these stories. Their hands are shaky as they hold out their phones and show us the text messages and walk us through the pictures of the wounds, like the one Jody talked about with the grazing of the bullet across Xander, the sophomore here at Perry High School, across his back. They're shaking. They're fighting back tears. The ones we've talked to, thankfully, they are the lucky ones, it sounds like, because they've all been in communication with their parents and safe. But we're still working to get more information, talk to as many people like that as we can, to bring you the information and the details that we're trying to gather.
start at around 10 a.m. So we are waiting for that to start at this time. Now, details are very limited. We do know the high school, middle school, and elementary school have been cleared. We know that the shooting was first reported at 7:40 this morning, and we know, according to the website, high school classes start at 7:55.
And as far as injuries, deaths, and suspect information, that is all something that we're waiting to learn more about during the press conference. And again, that's set for 10 a.m. this morning, just a few minutes now. We do know Mercy One Des Moines Medical Center has said they are receiving patients. It's not known how many victims are headed to the hospital at this time. And according to local media, WHO, their photographer on scene, saw several ambulances go to and leave the school. Now, according to NBC, agents from the FBI and ATF are responding to the high school.
All right, and I want to go ahead and show you guys a map of approximately where Perry, Iowa is. It's approximately 40 miles northwest of Des Moines. So that's what you're looking at right now. This map here where you can see Perry, Iowa. The school district there has about 1,700 students in that area, and it looks like they are going up to that press conference now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to this. It looks like we are awaiting that to start. You can see here the press conference is about to be underway here again for reported school shooting. Let's take a listen.
So, he handles a lot of stories like traffic and that kind of thing. But
Check 1 2. Okay.
he steps up, and again, we're getting close to doing this here right outside the Perry Blue Jays football field.
All right, it looks like they were actually just doing a mic check there, making sure everything is good to go for that press conference. Again, I want to reiterate, at this time, we do not know how many people, if there are any victims, if there are any deaths. We don't know anything about suspect information either at this time. Again, I want to kind of recap what we do know at this time. We know that a call for a shooting at Perry High School came in at approximately 7:40 in the morning. Now, we looked up their class schedule here back at the station. It looked like classes at the high school start around 7:55 a.m., so it doesn't appear that classes were underway at that time. We do know that this was students' first day back in classes from their winter break. So again, details really limited at this time. We don't know about injuries, deaths, or anything like that.
And again, Perry, Iowa is about 40 miles northwest of Des Moines in Dallas County. We can go ahead and pull that map up right here so we can show you. Again, it's 40 miles northwest of Dallas County. And we do know today was the first day of the second semester. This is a developing story. We're hoping to learn as much information as we can at a press conference that was scheduled for 10 this morning. But you know how those press conference goes. Sometimes they're on schedule and sometimes they're not. But again, we do know Mercy One Des Moines Medical Center has said that they are receiving patients. It's not known how many victims are headed to the hospital at this time. And WHO, their photographer on scene, saw several ambulances go to and leave the school. Now, according to NBC, agents from the FBI and ATF are responding to the high school.
And again, a lot of details just unknown. We were listening into WHO's coverage there. A lot of the reporters spoke to officers on the scene, those officers telling them we just don't have any info yet. That is confirmed and that is clear and concise. We know that at approximately 7:40 a.m., that's when the report of the shooting came in. We know at 8:25 a.m., the middle school was cleared. At 8:45 a.m., the high school was cleared. Before all of that, at 8:23, the elementary school was cleared. We know that in an area near this, Woodward, their school was placed on lockdown as a result of this incident, though that has since been lifted. So again, a ton of details just really not known at this time. We are waiting for that press conference to start at approximately 10 a.m. It looks like they are getting set up there. We know I was listening again into the reporters from WHO, and they said that they've never seen Perry, Iowa look like this with so many law enforcement there on the ground. A reporter who was actually headed that way said it was taking her longer than she expected to get there just because of how many people she saw, how many law enforcement officers there headed towards that way. So again, we're waiting for that press conference to go ahead and start at approximately 10 a.m. there in Perry. Let's go ahead and get you back to some of that video of what the scene looked like just moments ago. Again, The first report of that shooting came in at approximately 7:40 this morning. When we looked online at their high school schedule, it looked like classes there started at approximately 7:55. Again, I wanted to point out in this video, you do see a helicopter there in the background. We were told and that we heard that a life flight had landed near the high school, and we don't know again if that was used at all. We know that there were reports of tearful reunions coming from parents and students. Of course, you can see school buses there and just a massive response. The area, of course, around the high school and it appears the middle school and elementary school have all been blocked off at this time. But again, we just don't know a lot of details, and officers telling reporters there that they are just waiting to release any information because, of course, they don't want to get it wrong. They want to get this situation right. Obviously, parents, community members, very nervous about this situation, especially when you see a massive response like this.
And again, we're waiting to gather as much information as we can once this press conference starts. And as just give you a rundown again of what some of the stuff that we do know as far as injuries and deaths and suspect information, all that is something, again, we're waiting to learn during the press conference. We do know Mercy One Des Moines Medical Center has said that they are receiving patients. It's not known how many victims are headed to the hospital. Now, according to local media, WHO, their photographer on scene saw several ambulances go to and leave the school. And according to NBC, agents from the FBI and ATF are responding to the high school, or did respond to the high school. And again, 7:40 a.m. first reported of the shooting, and then 8:25 a.m. middle school, they cleared that. And then 8:45 a.m. the second team cleared the high school, and then 8:23 a.m. elementary school evacuated and dismissed. These are some of the stuff that we know at this point, and again, we're waiting for the press conference to learn, to start, so we can learn as much as we can about this situation.
And of course, situations like this always really scary for a lot of people, and that's why I think officers there on the scene just not releasing any information until they know more, until they have all of those details confirmed. Again, this is video here from the scene. This was just approximately an hour or two ago. You can see that helicopter there off in the distance, a lot of law enforcement in that area. Again, Perry, Iowa, small town, approximately, I think 8,000 people when we looked at the population earlier this morning. The school district there serves about 1,785 students. So not a very, very large school. It looks like that press conference is now about to start. So we're going to go ahead and take that.
You good?
My name is Sheriff Adam Infante, I-N-F-A-N-T-E. Sheriff here in Dallas County. I'm joined by our state, local, and federal partners here at the Perry High School. This morning at approximately 7:37 a.m., we had a Sears radio activation at the high school, which indicated an active shooter situation. An officer first arrived within 7 minutes of that activation and located multiple gunshot victims. We're still unclear of exactly how many are injured or what the extent of those are, but we're working on that right now. There is no further danger to the public. The community is safe. We're just now working backwards, trying to figure out everything that happened and make notifications. There'll be another update later on today. It's still very early. This happened at approximately 7:37 this morning. School didn't start yet, luckily, so there was very few students and faculty in the building, which I think contributed to a good outcome in that sense. But we'll have more information later on this afternoon. We will not be releasing any more information in the meantime. So please be patient with us so that we can talk with these victims and their families and try and figure out what happened. We won't be answering any questions today either, for right now. We'll let you know later on this afternoon, what time we'll be meeting back with you again, and we hope to provide more detail then.
So can we, just to be clear, you don't have a number of people who were injured
we're still working on that.
Have you identified the shooter?
Yes.
What's their current status? Are they alive or?
Oh, we'll get to that later on this afternoon.
Can you confirm if the shooter was a student at the school?
I can't confirm that right now.
Can you confirm if you get?
Is there
No,
a
not right now.
reunification center for families and students right now?
Great point. The reunification center has already been established, and at most of those, I think all the kids have been reunified already. So we're good in that area. Thank you.
Were there any faculty members that were hurt?
I can't answer that question yet.
Have you made any apprehensions or arrests?
Can't answer that question yet either.
We'll take no further questions at this time. We'll see you this afternoon.
Sorry, just want to make sure.
I will let you know. We don't know.
Iowa Department of Public Safety will push out a message as far as location and time of the next press conference.
Okay.
So if you go to the Iowa Department of Public Safety website, it'll be posted there probably
Shortly after noon.
Shortly after noon. I'm sorry.
Any surveillance video available?
There's nothing more that we're going to be able to
thank you.
answer right now.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
back.
All right, so there you go. That was the little bit of info that they did have at this time. I just want to kind of briefly recap it real quick. They do say that multiple people are injured. It is unclear the number of them. They were not sure exactly on that. They said there is no further danger to the public, and they will update everybody later on. They did say that that shooting happened at 7:37. They said school had not yet started. Again, they're saying no info until then. They said that they did identify the shooter, but they are not releasing any information on the shooter at this time. There was a reunification center set up for students and parents there, and they said as far as they knew, it seemed as if all of those people were reunified at this point. So we'll bring you more of the latest coming up later on your news at 11 and noon, and all of your news later, as well as that press conference that is set to happen again later this afternoon. They did not give a time at this point.
Yeah, but for now, we'll send you back to your network programming.